Hello everyone, I'm Jennifer Sneha and today we will be doing the sources of energy part 2. In part 2, we will be looking at some of the conventional sources of energy and some of the non-conventional sources of energy. So let's get to it. The first conventional sources of energy we will be looking at is the thermal power plant. So what is a thermal power plant? A thermal power station or a coal-fired thermal power plant is by far the most conventional method of generating electric power with a reasonably high efficiency. Now, it uses coal as the primary fuel to boil the water available to superheated steam for driving the steam turbine. The steam turbine is then mechanically copied to an alternator rotor, the rotation of which results in the generation of electric power. Hydropower plant. In this power plant, huge amount of water is taken and are converted into electricity. The electricity that has been converted are called as hydel energy or hydroelectricity. So now let's look at the process of conversion of electricity. So hydel energy is basically produced by utilizing the kinetic energy of flowing water. Huge dams are built over a source of water. Water is then collected behind the dam and are released. When the water falls on the turbine moves because of the kinetic energy of water. Thus, electricity is generated. Thus, electricity is generated by the turbine. Now, electricity that has been generated is called as the hydel energy or hydroelectricity. Biogas. Biogas is a plant or animal material used as fuel to produce electricity or heat. Biogas plant, however, can be very useful in solving the energy need of rural areas. A biogas plant is a dome-like structure which is usually built from bricks and concrete. In the mixing tank, the slurry is made from cow dung and water. The slurry then goes to the digester, which is a closed chamber. Since oxygen is absent in the digester, the anaerobes carry on their work of decomposition. The process of decomposition produces biogas. Then biogas is stored in the gas tank just above the digester. Now, biogas has about 70% of methane and the rest is composed of other gases. The biogas is channelized through pipe and can be utilized as kitchen fuel and also as fuel for getting light. The slurry that has been left behind is removed and is used as a manure once it has been dried. Non-conventional sources of energy. Alternative or non-conventional sources of energy are available naturally and cannot be exhausted as they are replenished quicker than they are consumed. With the increasing demand, for the energy, the non-conventional sources of energy have gained importance in the recent years, also called as alternative energy sources. It is an alternative to fossil fuel. Non-conventional sources of energy resources are renewable, easily available, eco-friendly, pollution-free, solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, biogas, thermal energy are the various non-conventional energy sources. The types of conventional sources of energy we are going to study today are solar energy, tidal energy, wave energy, ocean thermal energy, geothermal energy, and nuclear energy. What is solar energy? The energy derived from the sun in the form of heat and energy are called as solar energy. Solar heating devices are the devices that get heated by absorbing solar energy. For example, we have solar cookers, solar heaters, solar cells, and solar furnaces, and many more. Solar cells are also used to convert solar energy into electrical energy. Now we will be looking at some of the energy from the sea that would be tidal energy. The first one would be the tidal energy. This energy is harnessed by constructing a dam across a narrow opening to the sea. A turbine is fixed at the opening of the dam to convert the tidal energy into electricity. The difference in sea level gives us the tidal energy. Now we come to wave energy. Wave energy is the energy in which the kinetic energy possessed by waves near the shore can be trapped to produce the electricity. Ocean thermal energy. It is the conversion of energy arising from the temperature difference between warm surface area of the ocean and the cold deep ocean current into the electrical energy. The difference in temperature, that is 20 degrees or more, at the surface and the deeper section of the ocean is used to run a heat engine. What is a geothermal energy? It is the heat from the earth. The molten rocks from inside the earth are pushed in certain regions of the earth. Such regions are called as hotspots of the earth. When groundwater comes in contact with such hotspots, a lot of steam is generated. This steam is then harnessed to produce energy. Nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is the energy in the nucleus or core of an atom. Atoms are tiny units that make up all matter in the universe, and energy is what holds the nucleus together. There is a huge amount of energy in an atom's dense nucleus. In fact, the power that holds the nucleus together is officially called the strong force. Nuclear energy can be used to create electricity, but it must first be released from the atom. In the process of nuclear fission, atoms are split to release that energy. A nuclear reactor or power plant is a series of machines that can control nuclear fission to produce electricity. The fuel that nuclear reactors use to produce nuclear fission is pellets of the element uranium. In a nuclear reactor, atoms of uranium are forced to break apart. As they split, the atoms release tiny particles called fission products. Fission products cause other uranium atoms to split, starting a chain reaction. The energy released from the chain reaction causes heat. Environmental consequences. It is a byproduct of man's activities which directly or indirectly are responsible for the changes in the environment. Serious degradation and depletion have been caused due to the overuse, misuse, and mismanagement of resources to meet the human greed. Pollution, climate change, global warming, deforestation, acid rain, ozone layer, and much more are the causes of the environmental pollution. So, how can we make sure that our current resources last longer for our future generation? There are some few steps that we all have to take. So, let's see what are those steps. Judicial use of energy sources, planting more trees as they release oxygen and absorb carbon dioxide gas in the atmosphere, minimizing the use of automobiles, minimizing the use of personal vehicles by using public transport system. For the generation of electricity, usage of renewable resources like wind and water in the place of fossil fuels would be a much bigger step. And usage of recycled materials instead of plastic, reducing the growing energy demand through improved energy efficiency and conservation, doing research, develop and deploy a broad range of energy sources, both domestic and international, to work with the global markets to help meet the future energy demands. That's it for the sources of energy. I hope today we learned something. Thank you.